Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verses 31 to 33.
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तः मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तः नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान् चेतसः सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रह किं करिष्यति.
In the 30th shloka of this chapter, Sri Krishna had spoken about the technique of right action or the ideal action, which is actually nothing but karma yoga. When you say karma yoga, it is the technique of right action. And when we say why we call that karma yoga as the technique of right action, because it helps you to attain material prosperity, success, and also simultaneously it helps you to evolve spiritually by reducing vasanas, by not creating fresh impressions. So we need to learn this technique in life to act. Vedanta never talks about inaction. You must act, but you must act in such a way that you not only become successful materially, you also should drop the vasanas, the impressions. And that is when you will start becoming more and more free. So therefore, in this portion, he is talking about that only. So he said your intellect should pitch up a goal, your mind must surrender to that goal, and your body must act towards that goal, and your intellect controlling and directing your mind towards that goal, putting all your actions consistently and concentrating on the present action without slipping into the worries of the past, anxieties of the future, dedicating all your actions towards the goal, controlling your egoistic attitude, bringing in cooperation. When we function thus, we take care of all the aspects in an action. So, action must be done, but these, other unnecessary things that are reducing your productivity, limiting your productive capacity. So, you need to rise above that by clipping them all. By clipping them all, you need to rise above them. That's all he's saying. Ye me matamidam nityam anuttishtanti manavaha shraddhavanto na suyantaha muchyante tepi karmabhihi. You should follow this. In 31 he says, those people who constantly follow this, they also will be liberated. But he says they should follow this with Shraddha. Shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha. With Shraddha and without criticizing, complaining. Basically, the whole idea is we should conserve the energy and direct it towards the ultimate goal. Not, what do you call, keep on dissipating energy. We need to control and direct the energy. So therefore, make sure that you have belief instilled in your subconscious and visualize the goal in your subconscious and prepare yourself, prepare the mind, remove all the dirts, everything. Because when you sow the seed, it has to be sown in the soil that is conducive for growth. So you got to prepare the mind of all the negativities. So when he says, without cavilling, and the other things you can do is not what he's saying. He is just giving one example. Cavilling, you stop. When you have a goal and you're focusing on yourself, you'll have no time to criticize others, no time to do all the other unnecessary stuff. Problem is, we don't have a goal. So in Vedanta, it talks about 4 goals: Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. It says there's a place for Artha, there's a place for Dharma, there's a place for Kama. You have to rise above that. First, initially, they can be your goals, but you have to rise above them, and finally, the goal is Moksha. And for Moksha, you need knowledge. Knowledge only will give you Moksha. But knowledge will only happen in the mind which is prepared and ready. For that, you have to do Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga will give you Jnana Yogyata. With Jnana Yogyata, you take in the knowledge, and then slowly Jnana will get established in you. Jnana Siddhi Hoga. We're just coming back from our lecture series in Lucknow, where we had lectured on this Tita Prajna, the last portion in the 2nd chapter. Last year we had done the first portion of the 2nd chapter. This year we did 2nd chapter, 2nd part, where he talks about the profile of a perfect human being. There also he emphasizes the quality is very important for the knowledge to establish itself. It is one thing to put in effort to receive the knowledge. For that itself, you need little qualities. But we have to now make that knowledge establish in ourselves. Otherwise, all our efforts will go waste. So he emphasizes a lot of sense control and mind control. Dhamma, Shama. Dhamma means sense control. Shama means mind control. Without sense control and mind control, without leading a disciplined life, we will be dissipating the energy. Knowledge will not get, established. So therefore, we need to constantly put in effort in gaining the knowledge, in soaking ourselves in that knowledge with protected mind, sattvic mind, satsang. Adi Sankara goes on saying this. Satsangatve nisangatvam, satsangate nisangatvam. In the Bhajagovinam beautifully he says, Satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishalatatvam, nishalatatve jivan muktihi. So therefore, jivan mukti will come when? Only when you maintain satsang, discipline. So he says, Shraddha, Shraddhavantaha, Anasuyantaha. With the Shraddha, you follow what is mentioned in verse number 30, ideal action. Do Karma Yoga. That's what he's saying. You must do Karma Yoga. Then you will reduce vasanas and grow spiritually. And like I said, you will also you would have done the right action, so you will also experience material success, prosperity. If you don't follow, what happens? Because the problem is, majority of us don't follow. So he says, if you don't follow, he says, you will be ruined. In verse number 32, he says, Yetve tadabhya suyantaha nanutishtanti me matam. This teaching of mine, if someone doesn't follow, na anutishtanti, means one who does not follow, and with cavilling attitude, carping attitude, sarvajnana vimudamsta. Yes, whatever you gained till date will also not be available to you, and it will not help you to gain fresh also. fresh knowledge. So sarvajnana vimudam sthan viddhi nashtana chetasaha. It's a nashta for that fellow. If deluded in all knowledge and senseless, know them to be ruined. Materially also they'll be ruined. They won't be able to be successful. Whatever success they achieved also they will not be able to retain. And spiritually also they will not grow. In all angles, it's a loss. So he is not criticizing, he is not frustrated, he is not condemning. Sri Krishna himself has become very frustrated. No, he is cheerful. He is never frustrated. He wants to tell us, this is the law. You abide by this law, your life will be happy, prosperous, peaceful, enjoyable. It will be a celebration. If you don't abide by this law, it is not the loss for the laws. It is a loss for us. It's a loss for us. That's all he's saying. Such a person, they will be ruined. They will be ruined by their own choices. We are ruined by our choices. We are made by our choices. We are made by our choices taken consistently. So, we have made our, destiny by our own choices. What choices you make makes you or destroys you. Choice is yours, he says. Next. Now the question is, okay, if you don't follow, this will happen. What prevents a person from not following? Huh? What is it preventing? We always give excuse that the outside factors are not allowing us to follow. But is it the outside factors? Or is it something else? That he is discussing here. He's saying it is not the outside factors. It is something within. So, he's saying you must understand that it is something within, not without. Let's continue. Verse 33. What is that within? We'll see.
Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakrite jnanavanapi prakritim vyanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati.
Why some people go against this law? He says, Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakrite jnanavanapi. Jnanavanapi. Jnanavanapi means class members, students who are studying Bhagavad Gita, teachers who are teaching Bhagavad Gita, including me, including all of us, who are in the path, gaining the wisdom, gaining the knowledge, putting in effort, have got some buddhi, I suppose. Right? So he says, even people who know, who've got the information, who've got little bit of understanding, that's what it means. Jnanavan, api. Also, people who have knowledge. Even a man of knowledge acts in accordance with his own nature, prakriti. He says, prakrite swasyaha sadrisham cheshtate jnanavanapi. Jnanavanapi means even a person with knowledge. Not to talk about people who have no knowledge. That is the given. That is definitely given. Even though you are in the path, even you, he says, go by your nature. Even though you have got information, you go by your nature. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishya. Beings follow their nature. Everybody follow their vasanas, their impressions that is gathered. It's too strong. Nigraha kim karishyati. What can restraint do? What can restraint do doesn't mean he's saying let it go freely. He's not saying that. Some people take it like that. Nigraha kim karishyati? Kyun karna hai? Kyun discipline karna? Chhod dijiye aisa hi. He's not saying that. He's asking a question. He's loudly thinking with you and me. He's saying, Nigraha kim karishyati? By forcing it and controlling them, what can it do? In fact, if at all, it will become more. So therefore, he says, please understand why people do things that they are not supposed to do, even though they know that they should not do it. That's his question. That is the question he's asking and he's answering in this portion. See, every one of us have what is called as vasanas, which has come from our many janmas. Right? The impressions collected through many janmas, papa and punya. We have collected the impressions. It is there in us. It is not known to you, but some of them is known. When did you come to know of that? When the right, conducive exposure happened, isn't it? When certain objects that were brought into your life, somehow you got exposed to it, let's say. Then suddenly you see, oh my God, I like it. I love it. And you got attached to it. You were running after it. Till then you didn't know you had such likes and dislikes. Isn't it? In the right place, when you are there, the vasanas expresses. Like, there are a lot of seeds under the earth, inside the earth. When the rain comes, they sprout. Till then, you don't know what are the seeds inside. You've eaten mango during mango season, and you probably thrown the seed into your ground. You just threw it through your window, and it's gone inside. And when it rains, suddenly it starts sprouting. You can see that. Or papaya tree sprouts. Now, what it means is when the conducive time comes, it comes out. Till then, it doesn't come out. So, everybody is acting propelled by their vasanas, which manifest as likes and dislikes. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritim jnanavanati. Prakrite jnanavanati. Even a person with knowledge. So why are you forcing? What effect forcing will have? That's his question. Nigraha kim karishyati? Everybody is following their nature. Prakritim yanti bhutani. Everyone is following their nature. Why are you forcing? What will force do? Can't do anything. So, in this shloka, he is only, see, in the previous shloka, he said, if you don't follow, this happens. Before that, he said, if you follow, this happens. What you should follow? He already said that in 30th shloka. What has to be followed? Mentioned in 30th shloka. What will happen if you follow? What was said in 31? What will happen if you don't follow? He said that in 32. Why you don't follow? 33. In 33 that we are studying now, what is saying? Why you don't follow? What is the reason? Is the reason outside or inside? Inside you. The vasanas, the likes and dislikes, they are inside you. Even a man of knowledge has likes and dislikes. Right? Now he's not meaning man of wisdom here. He's meaning man of knowledge. Jnanavanapi in the context doesn't mean self-realized to soul. Even if you say self-realized to soul, it's not wrong. Because self-realized to soul is also expressing his nature only or her nature only. But there is one interesting thing that happens in the case of a self-realized Mahatma. What is that? Even though he is expressing his nature according to his, even though he is expressing his nature and functioning in that field, he will not go adharmic. Not possible. Why you will not go adharmic? Because of the awareness. Because of waking up to the higher. With awareness, you can do nothing wrong. Impossible. With awareness, you do something and then you will not regret. Because you are taking those decisions consciously. There may not be regrets after that. Whereas when you do things without awareness, later on you may regret. I wish I didn't do it. What does that mean? That time the buddhi wasn't there. So if the buddhi was alert and aware, even though your likes and dislikes come, first of all, in a Mahatma who is evolved, enlightened, there is no negative. Even if negative comes, it won't express itself. It will die. Only the positives will express. For this, I have given the example. I keep repeating the same example 1,000 times because what is important is not to prove my talent, to give you more examples. You should catch hold of the example and remember the concept and put it into practice. That's the idea. And tomorrow, when you give your classes, lectures, you use your own examples if you want. You understand? Or nothing wrong in using the examples given by somebody else. The point is to convey the message. So here, when you take a film role, they used to call it as negatives, right? You cannot expose it to light. If you expose it to light, it cannot be developed. So you give it to the film studio, they will take it inside the dark room and develop it. So negatives breed only in darkness. It cannot breed in light. So in the case of a Mahatma, the light is on. He or she who's become self-realized, 24/7, 365 days, they are in Atma Jnanam. Right? So therefore, their nature expresses as good for the humanity. Like Swami Ramtirtha's nature was to talk. He kept on talking, giving lectures and enlightening the world. Swami Vivekananda lectured and did a lot of other karma by starting a lot of institutes. One institute, but that has now come many. Same thing Swami Chinmayananda ji. His nature was just to talk, and he was a great karma yogi also. He is the one who started this Gita Jnana Yajna and a lot of institutes. Even the countries' names which you have unheard of, you go there is a Chinmaya mission. Right? So, Saint Tyagaraja, his nature was to sing. He sang and sang. What was he singing? On Lord Rama. Right? Like that, every saint who's realized, they were going by their lives only. But it was in association with Dharma. That happens naturally. So that's why he says, everybody goes in accordance with their nature. You understand? So therefore he says, even a man of knowledge acts in accordance with his own nature. Don't try to restrain the fellow, saying, don't act on likes and dislikes. Don't act on likes and dislikes. What you have to do is, your focus should not be on controlling your likes and dislikes. Your focus should be in establishing yourself in knowledge, in wisdom. Whatever disciplines will help you to establish yourself in knowledge, you follow that and establish yourself in knowledge. So therefore he says, beings follow their nature. What can restraint do? Restraint cannot do anything. So don't force, don't control. Then there is no use for knowledge. How much ever you study, your habits are only going to control you. So why study? There is no use to put in any effort. Finally, you will do what your habit only forces you. So therefore, why should I put in effort? Isn't there any value for knowledge? Isn't there any value for effort? Is it there or not? That's the question will come in our head, no? So therefore, in the next shloka, he answers that. See, shloka number 33, 34, 35, all have to be understood together. In fact, the entire Gita has to be understood together. In that now, if you see 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We must understand it together. Then we'll get that picture. So that's what he's saying. Should we therefore stop taking knowledge? Because anyway, only my nature is going to take over. Or should I just stop putting efforts? Anyway, my nature, my habits, my likes and dislikes will only control me. Why put in effort? Let me go. A lot of people talk like this and you may get enamored by that. The problem is, in the beginning it will be very nice. I will live the way I want to live. I don't want to bring in any discipline in my life. All these things will be very, very entertaining to listen. When you live like that, the inside likes and dislikes become so strong that later on you will experience the opposite, which he says in the 18th chapter. What begins as nectar ends as poison. But at the beginning, to control your likes and dislikes and then direct them becomes poisonous in the beginning. But if you do that, in the end, it will be nectareous. So let's get on to 34.
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ.
Raga, Dvesha. Raga means attachment. Dvesha means aversion. Indriyasya arte. Indriyasya arte means what? Artha means objects. Indriyasya artha means sense objects. So he says, Indriyasya arte means senses abides in the sense objects. Senses abides in the sense objects. Attachment and aversion for the objects of senses abides in the senses. Read it like that. Attachment and aversion for the sense objects abides in the senses. Meaning what he wants to say is, it is within you, which has come from the past. Your past karmas, because of which now you have this vasanas, impressions, all of us. So everybody has come up with different vasanas. You can't say why some people are having these vasanas, why they are not having that. That is how they have come. Why Saint Tyagaraya had only had to sing? Why he didn't give lecture? This is vasanas. As if this is greater and that is not greater. There is no such thing like that. Each one has got impressions from the past. So attachment and aversion for the objects of the senses abide in the senses. Then he says, Tayoho vasham na agache. So there is nothing wrong in having likes and dislikes. You will have your own likes and dislikes. What's wrong in having likes and dislikes? You should. But you should not allow the likes and dislikes to control you. So what he's saying is, don't say likes and dislikes are bad. Criticize them, condemn them, force them, suppress them. If you do that, it will become more. Don't suppress. If you keep on building dams, what will happen? It will become detrimental. So there has to be, every now and then little bit has to be let out. You can't say it will be constantly controlled. Then it will break the dam and come out. So that's why he says, attachment and aversion for the objects of the senses abide in the senses. Let none come under the dominion of these two. Why? For they are your enemies. They are your paripanthi now. Enemies. Tayoho vashamna agache tauhyasya paripanthi now. Tauhyasya paripanthi now means They are your enemies. Paripanthi now means bandits on the way, when you're going. They'll attack you. You're going towards your goal. They'll attack you and then they'll take away all your wealth. Everything will be taken away. How will you then go to your goal? Not possible. So, what will prevent you from going towards your goal, reaching towards your goal? Your likes and dislikes, which are there within your personality, which has been collected from many janmas. And you can't see the vasanas until it manifests. When will it manifest? When the right object appears in front of you. We're all, great philosophers and advisors and teachers when the problem is somebody else's. When the problem is ours, then what happens? We succumb. Isn't it? So then the challenge, when your object, which can bring the likes and dislikes from within, comes in front of you, you fall for it. So this is the second point. Third point, does it mean that we should not gain knowledge and put in effort? No, he's not saying that. He's only saying don't forcefully suppress your likes and dislikes. And what you should know is, likes and dislikes is what is propelling all of us to act. But they cannot propel us to act without our support, without our sanction. Now, our sanction is there. Why? Because our intellect is weak. There's a very interesting poem called The Pond. In the book by Swamiji called Select English Poems, Swamiji has selected this poem also, called Pond. And in that poem, what the poet is saying is, a chick befriended ducklings. So the chick wanted to go and play with the ducklings. Mother bird said, listen, you can go and play with them, but be careful. When they enter the pond, you don't enter. This is what the mother bird cautioned the chick. So chick said, okay, and went. They were playing happily. Suddenly, the chick will enter the pond. Sorry, the ducklings will enter the pond and they will start swimming. They'll put their head inside, the tail up, and they'll show off. They're enjoying. Now the chick, seeing that, gets excited. The right sense object, likes and dislikes, both are there. They come together. The chick gets excited. Now the chick wants to enter the pond. The mother bird's caution is there. Do not enter the pond. Play with them, no problem. But when they enter the pond, don't go. Why? Chick doesn't have webbed feet like the ducklings have. Now, the chick has tremendous likes and dislikes to enter the pond. In fact, the chick says in the poem, I am really remarkably fond of water. I am really remarkably fond of water. And the chick is doing analysis. Now, when we are standing completely away from the tempting objects, that time itself our brain is not working, our intellect is not working. When you stand right in front of the object of your temptation, what buddhi will work? It will not work. Vali in the Ramayana had a boon that anyone who comes in front of me, 50% of their power will come to me. 50% of the power will go to him. Obviously, he'll beat you then. You go right in front of him. So, Vali represents this lust. Lust means not only for opposite sex. Lust means for any objects. This likes and dislikes. Exaggerated desires. Too powerful. It's been formed for janmas. Even when we study Prarabdha and Purushartha, We talked about it. Prarabdha is there, Purushartha is there in everybody. But Purushartha is one unit. Prarabdha is so strong. You have to continuously use the Purushartha and make it strong. Then it will be able to deal with Prarabdha. And for you to continuously use Purushartha, you should need help from others. You should be in that kind of environment. Satsang is needed. That's why we say Guru's help is needed. Keeping that kind of good company is needed. Very much important. Otherwise they ask, can you not do it yourself? Is it needed? Theoretically, yes. But practically, no. So therefore, he's saying you should not come under the dominion of likes and dislikes. But the chick came, isn't it? And the chick started analyzing with the chicken intellect, which means no intellect. And the beauty is, first thing the chick takes to analyze, assess, is the feet. My feet, it starts. Then it says, no, that cannot be the reason. Then it goes one by one, all different parts. Then it says, my beaks are pointed, their beaks are round. Is that any reason why I should be drowned? That's the question. Chick is asking. My beaks are pointed, their beaks are round. Is that any reason why I should be drowned? That is no reason. Jump. I am really remarkably fond of water. And jumps into the water. Not minding the mother's caution. And started drowning. The more the chick tried to come up and survive, the more the chick drowned and perished. The ducklings were not knowing what to do. They couldn't help. The poor chick died. The poet says, the chick died because did not mind the mother bird's caution. Mother bird here is scriptures that has come through the gurus. Shastra Vakyam, Guru Vakyam. You understand? So, when you keep on reflecting on the Shastras, on the Guru's Vakyas, practicing other sadhanas, you will strengthen your intellect, your buddhi. With a strong intellect alone, you can control the likes and dislikes. Otherwise, it's not possible. So he says, none should come under the dominion of likes and dislikes. You should establish yourself in knowledge, wisdom. Then you will not come under the dominion of likes and dislikes. Otherwise, likes and dislikes will finish. They are distracting all of us from our path, from our goal. So we should understand the enemies are not outside. The enemies are within me. In fact, after 35th shloka, from 36 onwards, the discussion will be on this. We use the word paripantinam. Then he will use, in this chapter itself, he will use the word vairinam, nitya vairinam, shatru. All these are used for what? Likes and dislikes. Where are they? In us. So, what he's saying, should not come under the dominion of likes and dislikes. So, with your permission only, likes and dislikes come out. When we say with your permission, today you are so weak. You are not able to say no. It's a very big challenge for many of us. Kaisa no karo, no bolo. Somebody has come and you don't know how to say no. I heard a very interesting lecture by somebody and they gave this very interesting tip. You have a goal in life, you're pursuing your goal, you're moving towards that goal, you're doing all kinds of actions for it. Suddenly, somebody who is known to you, maybe he is living in your society, he is retired maybe, he has different concepts. Who are we to go and tell him what is right, what is wrong? But he decided that day to come to your house without any appointment, nothing, just to come and sit and talk to you. So you are getting ready, the time is come. Then you will say, yeah, please come, sit down, sit down. Then he says, why, anything important? No, no, just like that I came. I just want to sit and talk to you for some time. Now what do you do? He says, simple, your wedding album is there, no? Wedding album, nowadays I don't know what are there, video shoots. सब कुछ उनके पास दे दीजिए. After seeing your wedding album for, you say, listen, I'm a little bit busy getting ready and all that. You in the meantime keep seeing this. 25 minutes he can't see your wedding album. We ourselves can't see. How will he see? You understand? After 5 minutes he'll say, okay, Baba, I have to go, he'll leave. This is a very interesting tip he gives. If you want, you can use it. So, saying no is very, very important. And what can say no? Only our buddhi can say no. Nobody else can say no. You understand? So therefore he says, Tayoho vashamna agache tauhyasya paripanti. Now, they are your enemies. What are we doing? From the childhood, we are going on pampering the likes and dislikes. We pamper, parents pamper, then we get married, spouse pamper each other. Then this pampering goes on and on. Now the likes and dislikes have become so strong. What effort did we do in getting the knowledge of the Gita, Shastras, in a systematic way into us? If at all you will find one Bhagavad Gita book in the puja room, and once in a while you will open it, read it and keep it back. Reading also what? Mostly chanting only, no reading at all. If at all reading, they'll just read the translation, read and then put it back. That's it. We don't understand that the scriptures are meant for strengthening our buddhi, developing our awareness. For that we need to put in the effort systematically. Then you are creating positive habits. Instead of stifling and frustrating your existing likes and dislikes and habits, consciously after understanding this, you start focusing and create fresh new habits, fresh likes and dislikes, dharmic likes and dislikes. With knowledge, with awareness, your likes and dislikes starts becoming dharmic. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why Jnanavanapi, functioning, propelled by their nature. But it's all right. Why? Because it is gone through the process of scriptures and it has become dharmic now. They can't do anything selfish, anything detrimental for the society. That's the point here. Even Jnanis will be functioning according to their likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes means not like us. It is washed through the scriptures, become dharmic. So their actions will be for the good of the world. It's not that they have desire to do good. Because of awareness, they will express their nature in the interest of the world. That's all he says. It's one of the most brilliant portions in the Gita, where he goes to that extent and explains that, this is the problem. Therefore, you need to strengthen within. You want to strengthen your intellect. So that's why he says, don't come under the dominion of these two, for they are your enemies. Once you understand this, then what are you supposed to do? He says in 35, verse 35.
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः.
Swadharma, paradharma. You should understand this concept first. Dharma means nature, duty. Swadharma means, Swa means one's own. So Swadharma means one's own nature, one's own duty. Paradharma means, para means alien. So paradharma means alien nature, alien beauty. So he's saying, Shreya Swadharmo Vigunaha. Right? Better to follow Swadharma, even devoid of merits. Better to follow Swadharma, even devoid of merits. Paradharma Swanushtita, rather than following Paradharma. Better is Swadharma, one's own duty, nature, though devoid of merit, than Paradharma, meaning following Paradharma, duty of another, well discharged, even if it is well discharged. Swadharme Nidanam Shreya. Nidanam means dying. Better is death in Swadharma. Paradharmo Bhayavaha. Paradharma is fraught with fear, insecurity. If you continue in Paradharma, it is fraught with fear and insecurity, frustrations, depression, all that. So, what is he trying to say here? Take all the verses together, like I said. 33, he said, why people don't do as per what is said in 30? Because of likes and dislikes. So then is likes and dislikes wrong? Problem? Should I just suppress it? No. Don't suppress. What are you supposed to do? He says, you should choose the field of activity according to your Swadharma. But once you have chosen the field of activity, within the field of activity, don't act on your likes and dislikes. That's what he's saying. When you choose your field of activity, choose the field of activity according to your nature. But within the field of activity, do not choose your activities within the field propelled by your likes and dislikes. That is dangerous. That's what he's saying, in short. Because when you take all these shlokas together, you will draw that understanding. So, Swadharma karna bahut zaruri hai. You have to do your actions according to your nature. Even though devoid of merit. See, devoid of merit, in a particular angle, if you understand. Now, supposing your Swadharma is sports. And in the sports, supposing if it is kabaddi, and not cricket, and you are born in India because of your prarabdha. In India, they will only watch cricket. We will say that our national sport is hockey. But you see in the Hotstar, they will put, no, that how many people are watching. And you see that hockey, if there is a World Cup final, India playing also, compared to cricket, normal matches, viewership is less. So, since viewership is less, the money you will get, everything else will also probably be less. So, what are you supposed to do? In that there is merit in cricket. Here there is less merit. So, should I follow hockey? Should I follow cricket? He's saying no. Even if there is less merit, devoid of merit, you follow your Swadharma. So when you choose your Swadharma, you should choose according to what your heart says, or your nature, your love. What will excite you? See, in one company I used to regularly lecture, the management concepts from the Gita many years ago. There was a gentleman who was working, he was a Tamil person. So after the class, he'll say, sir, come to my room, have a cup of coffee, we will discuss something, I need to ask you something. Then if I had to send some mails, I say, can I borrow your laptop and send a mail? Then when I open his laptop, his home page was sharekhan.com. Till then I didn't know there is such a site. He is into financial management and all that in his company. That is his nature, Swadharma. His home page is sharekhan.com. You understand? When you open only, that will come. In somebody else's home page, maybe cricket or any sport. Like even when you buy newspaper, there are first, if you take the first page, middle page, there are a particular page where they'll talk about finances, economics, and all that. Other pages, politics, and all that. Last page, you'll see sports. So, which page do you open when a newspaper is given to you? Which page do you open first? What are the magazines you have subscribed for? Right? So, that's your Swadharma. That's your nature. Because that's where you'll go. So, choose that field. But within that field, don't act on your likes and dislikes. Because in the previous shloka I said, let them not control your life. In this shloka I say, follow Swadharma. Then you get confused. What is this? What is he trying to say? All he's saying is, choose the field according to your Swadharma because it will be tailwind. Otherwise it will be headwind. So you have to make sure that the field is in accordance to your nature. Don't force your children to choose a field, some other field where there is a lot of money. I remember in the mid-90s, I grew up in Chennai, and beginning of 90s and mid-90s, when I finished the ashram studies and came back to Chennai, any fellow you talk, what are you going to choose? Engineering. What engineering? Computer science. At that time, Y2K problem and all that was there. Everybody forced to take computer science. Right? So, don't do that. Because why? You can make money, you can go abroad, you can make, as if that alone is life. So that's what he's saying. Better is Swadharma, though devoid of merit, than Paradharma, well discharged. Well discharged in the sense, you may be smart, intelligent, so you're doing that fine. But inside you will be highly frustrated. Because you're not in the field that you love. So, within the field, but having chosen, you should not go by your likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes should not be dominating your life. Choosing the field, Swadharma, but within the field, no likes and dislikes. And then he says, better is death in Swadharma. Better is death in Swadharma means what? He's not asking all of us to die. What he's trying to do is, anyway, one day we have to die. All of us will have to die. When we will die, we don't know. You understand? It is better as we are doing what we love, if we die, it's good, rather than dying in ICU of some hospital. Right? Even though you have a very fat mediclaim, insured by you, nobody wishes, Baba, I have insured mediclaim for 1 crore. So, before dying, at least in some posh hospital room, I should be there. Nobody wishes like that. Safety reasons, you may do all that. But what would you really like? Since anyway we have to die one day. While you're doing what you love, just like that when you're doing, if you die, it's better. No? So what he's saying is, live your life, man. Live your life dharmically, with the buddhi. Don't live somebody else's life. Huh? We all live somebody else's life, not our life. As if, when you're in a palace, you'll be happy. As if you are in a hut, you will be unhappy. Who said that? Not necessary. That doesn't mean you have to be in the hut. So, within the field, when you don't act on your likes and dislikes, you will excel in that field, obviously. Right. So, after, in India, where only cricket, initially cricket also nobody watched because of people like, the great Kapil Dev and Sunil Gavaskar and so many people like that. When they won the World Cup, then the whole thing, everybody started liking cricket. Then Tendulkar came, Virat Kohli, so many people have come. Now, same thing in badminton. Those days, some players like Prakash Padukone, Syed, I think his name is Syed Modi. I think he got killed also. Syed Modi, and there were a few players who were winning some tournaments, All England Championship, etc. And then this Kopi Chand came. Then he founded academies, and then slowly these girls came, Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu. And now that sport is catching up everywhere. So the point is, don't follow that because few people became famous and they are respected. Prime Minister himself is calling them. Don't do all that for that reason. That may happen, may not happen. Right? But while doing it, you should have forgotten about yourself that death doesn't matter. Because when you're doing something, if death matters for you, that means you are still in the survival mode. You are not shifted to the living mode. We have to move from survival mode to living mode. All our life is gone in survival mode. So that's what he's saying. Better is death in Swadharma. Aradharma is fraught with fear. It is filled with a lot of frustration. So I'll conclude here, but there's a lot more to talk on this. We'll take it up next week. Let's conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti